All right, hey folks, today we are looking at 3 common myths that new clawhammer banjo players believe. I'd say I've seen these in my students, I've seen them in myself in the past. We're gonna bust those myths today because it's gonna make you a better banjo player once you get past them. Myth number 1. All right, I'm gonna demonstrate this one. I'm gonna play 2 versions of Cripple Creek. I want you to tell me which one you like better. All right, that was version number 1. Let's take a look at version number 2. So what was the difference between those 2 versions? Well, in the second version, I played a whole bunch of wrong notes, right? But I kept plowing through as if nothing happened. I kept my rhythm intact. In the first version, I would hesitate to make sure that I struck the right note. If I hit a wrong note, I would go back and correct it. And really, I think you probably agree with me, the second version sounded a lot better. And that really is the myth we're talking about here, is that accuracy is everything, right? Really, when it comes to the banjo, rhythm is everything. Obviously, we want to hit the right notes when we can, right? But it is far better to hit a wrong note with the right timing than it is to hit the right note in the wrong timing. That is what's going to bring the song to a halt. So the way we fix this is we just think of this right hand motion, this clawhammer motion, as kind of an unmovable freight train. It's just going to keep going. It doesn't matter what happens. That motion always just goes and goes and goes. We don't stop it for anything. And if we find we're hitting too many wrong notes, all we're going to do is just slow the whole thing down, right? We don't really want to go any faster than we can comfortably play the worst part of the song for us. And so that's the trick, right? We're just going to slow down a little bit, and we're going to keep that motion rock solid steady. That's going to sound great. And if you really want to get a handle on these basics, I'll put a link below about the free quick start guide to the banjo that will get you playing your first song with good technique. So check that out if that is something you want. All right, so myth number 2. I want you to picture something, right? It's 10 years from now. You've been playing banjo every day. You're sounding great. You're just an awesome banjo player. You have this jam session you go to like 3 nights a week, right? And you're just awesome. Old you from 10 years ago shows up. He or she is a little nervous. They're playing quietly. They mess up a few times, right? Things just don't sound too awesome. What do? Do you yell at them? Do you throw them out of the jam session? Do you talk a bunch of crap on them once they leave the room? No, you don't, right? Musicians, by and large, are welcoming, friendly people. So the myth I'm talking about here is that you need to be really good to go to your first jam session. There's maybe like a certain level of competence, and I would say that is basically around, if you can do the basic bump beat and play a few chords like your G, C, D, you're good to go, right? Like, don't wait too long like I did to go to your first jam session, because they're so valuable, right? Like, an hour of jam session time is worth probably 5-10 hours of practicing on your own. It really is just vital to your growth as a banjo player, so don't waste time. Go play with other people. Now, myth number 3. I see this myth pop up all over the place, so many arenas of life, and it's really strong in music as well. There's this idea, right? Either you're born with it or you're not. And in music, I particularly see this around learning by ear. Either you're just, I don't know, born with perfect pitch or something like that, or you're not. And if you're not, you're not going to be able to do it. And that myth is kind of bolstered when we see, these prodigies and things like that just hear a song. You hear Mozart heard a symphony and just played it on piano when he was 5 years old or whatever. I don't know. That might be true, but that's not 99.999% of the world. You don't have to worry about that. It doesn't have anything to do with your ability. I've taught a lot of students, and I have never met anyone that couldn't learn by ear. Here's what we're going to do. In fact, I'm going to prove it right now, okay? So I'm going to play this short little phrase from Lazy John. You're just going to grab your banjo, and you're going to work it out for yourself. And I think you're going to see that you're able to do it, right? Do that one more time, nice and slow. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab your banjo and just see if you can work that out. You can rewind the video as many times as you need to. But I think what you're going to find is it's actually not that hard. The problem is, right, we expect, oh, well, if I can do this, I can just listen to the craziest Grandpa Jones song or something like that, and I should be able to learn in a few minutes. That's not the case. Like, the first couple of times I did this, God, it took me days to learn the simplest tune, right? But if we break it down into really small, doable chunks, man, it just makes it so much easier, and you kind of build that confidence and that speed over time. If you want to learn a little bit more about learning by ear, I've got a great video that's really worth checking out. Kind of talks about that structure for learning songs and breaking them down into the pieces. So please check that out next, and I'll see you next week.